Welcome to Prime Debate. NRIs from Punjab seem to have lost faith in Punjab governments. This is evident from the fact that successive state governments have failed to attract investment from the NRIs. Apart from this, the NRI conventions which are being held in the state are being attended by very few NRIs. Tonight on Prime Debate, we try to find out why the NRIs are shying away from investing in Punjab.
Punjab has one of the greatest presence of NRIs in the country, and the areas like Doaba can actually be described as the NRI belt of the country. But talk, demands and suggestions. This is what Punjab has been getting from the visiting NRIs. Why are the NRIs not convinced by the government's claims of having created a congenial atmosphere for investment in Punjab? We try to learn that. Although NRI Sabha Punjab has over 12,000 members, not more than 100 NRIs attended the convention in Jalandhar, and many big names gave the event a miss. Why such a poor response to the convention? Is it because the majority of overseas Indians feel that there is no security for their hard-earned money? Visiting Canadian Member of Parliament Ruby Dhalla has her own fears, as in Punjab, the properties of NRIs are considered most unsafe due to the presence of land mafia. She held a thorough meeting recently with the Deputy Chief Minister Sukhbir Singh Badal about the safety of NRIs and their property in Punjab during the annual Pravasi Bharatiya Divas conference in New Delhi.
Mr. Sukhbir Singh Badal, we were here to listen to him on the great work that they're doing in the state of Punjab, and I was very excited to hear about whether it's in, hospitality sector, whether it's in manufacturing, in agriculture, in industry. The Punjab government is really reaching out. They're building, they're growing. Pravati Bharatiya Divas is an opportunity to engage, to share, to discuss, to exchange ideas, to talk about the challenges that the NRI community faces and actually come up with solutions and get results.
The Deputy Chief Minister therefore assured that he would look into the matter and extended all possible help to the NRIs.
We have an NRI ministry headed by the Chief Minister. He is himself an NRI minister, and we from that ministry takes care of all their problems. If you look at it, they were more appreciative of what we are doing, and whatever problems are, they are most welcome to meet us.
The much-hyped claims of Punjab government to provide facilities, foolproof security to NRIs and the best-ever world-class infrastructure to invest in Punjab are put on the back burner by the famous England parliamentarian Varinder Sharma.
NRI ਵੀਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮਸ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੋਲੂਸ਼ਨ ਹੱਲ ਲੱਭਣ ਲਈ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਪੂਰੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ। ਮੈਂ ਇਹ ਮਹਿਸੂਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਕਿ ਅਜੇ ਉਹ ਬਲੂਪ੍ਰਿੰਟ ਤਾਂ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ, ਇੰਪਲੀਮੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਈ। ਇੰਪਲੀਮੈਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਈ ਟਾਈਮ ਲੱਗੇਗਾ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਦੋਨੇ ਮੁਲਕਾਂ ਦੇ ਨੁਮਾਇੰਦੇ ਗਵਰਨਮੈਂਟ ਤੇ NRI ਦੇ ਰਲ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਹੱਲ ਲੱਭਣ ਦੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕਰਨ। ਇਨਵੈਸਟਮੈਂਟ ਹੋਣੀ ਹੈ, ਅਗਰ ਉਹ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੀ ਰਿਟਰਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲੇਗੀ, ਜਾਂ ਬਿਊਰੋਕ੍ਰੇਸੀ ਜਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਾਫੀਆ, ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਡਿਪਟੀ ਚੀਫ ਮਿਨਿਸਟਰ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਾਫੀਆ ਦੇ ਥ੍ਰੈਟਸ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਆ ਰਹੇ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਉਹ ਸਿਕਿਉਰਿਟੀ ਤੇ ਸੇਫਟੀ ਦੀ ਅਸ਼ੋਰੈਂਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਮਿਲਦੀ
Leave aside the NRI investment, the total foreign direct investment in Punjab during the last 4 years has been a meager rupees 5,000 crores. In stark contrast, Gujarat has been able to garner $450 billion of investment intent during the annual Vibrant Gujarat Convention for NRIs this year alone, whereas Punjab government failed to attract a penny worth of investment offer from the NRIs.
To discuss this, we have in our studios Vikram Bajwa, President, Indian Overseas Congress, Peter Sandhu, a legislator in Canada and a real estate developer, Bhupinder Singh Sidhu, a Canadian businessman, and Dalwinder Singh Dhoot, Chairman of North American Punjabi Association. Welcome to the discussion.
Thank you.
Mr. Bajwa, tell us, during the last conference, the NRI conclave in Gujarat, the NRIs from that area, they promised an investment of close to $450 billion. Now, we've had two such functions in Punjab, one in Chandigarh and another in Jalandhar the other day. No such, intent was shown by any of the NRIs from Punjab. Why do you think this is happening? This is despite the fact that we have close to, 10 million Punjabis who are NRIs now?
Ever since Shiromani Akali Dal and BJP party came into power, that is about 4 years back, they had instituted a minister for NRI affairs. Unfortunately, for the last 4 years, nothing constructive was done by that ministry. And
but Bhaja, I know you are a member of the Indian Overseas Congress, but I don't think much was done even by the previous government.
yes, but that time they didn't have the NRI ministry. So in Punjab, if you look at the records, that ministry was instituted during Mr. Prakash Singh's Badal time. We had an NRI Sabha that time, which was just a social Sabha. So if I may say that, the concentration, the interest and the fear of coming into Punjab for the last 4 years has increased in NRIs. They fear to come to Punjab, and now our Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh has given us voting rights. That will allay all the fears. The bottom line is, if NRIs have voting rights, then they have other rights. Then that mafia, the so-called mafia, would be also churning to us. All the MLAs, the ministers will be welcoming us. They would look at us at par with the local people. So until and unless that notification gets into the system, which is 2012 assembly elections, this will continue. And I don't foresee them coming this year either.
Right. Mr. Sandhu, I would like to ask you कि पंजाब ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬੜੀਆਂ ਸਰਕਾਰਾਂ ਆਈਆਂ ਤੇ ਗਈਆਂ, ਪਿਛਲੀ ਕਾਂਗਰਸ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਨੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੇ ਸ਼੍ਰੋਮਣੀ ਅਕਾਲੀ ਦਲ ਤੇ ਜੋ ਭਾਜਪਾ ਦੀ ਹੁਣ ਦੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹਨੇ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਕੋਸ਼ਿਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ NRIs ਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਅਰਜ ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕਰੋ, ਮਗਰ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ NRIs ਹੈਗੇ ਨੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ they are actually shying away to invest in Punjab. What's the reason behind that?
Well, I can first tell you the root cause is a transparent system. You know, people invest in Alberta, where I came from, which is a state in North America. People love to invest it because it's safe and transaction is pretty clean. But here is, I think, last governments are changing every 4 years, 5 years, whatever in the Punjab. And I don't think so is much pay attention to NRIs, and when they buy any property or land, and they are scared, you know, what's going to happen, who's going to take over afterwards, you know, like it's happening all the time, which I experience myself. I get a lot of calls from NRIs because I'm kind of a double-barrel MLA from Canada and Punjab. Whenever any of my constituents get involved in dispute, so we step in to try to help them out.
जब foreign direct investment ਦੀ ਵੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਤਾਂ in Punjab only rupees 5,000 crore was invested in last 4 years against 180 billion US dollars. Why so?
Well, I really don't know about the USA. You know, they got a bigger investment in Punjab, but Canadians, you know, they're really progressive. You know, they want to invest it, want to make sure the money earned hard and it'll be safe.
Right.
And what I see myself is the transparent system is not there.
Mr. Sidhu, what is your take on this? Why they are not investing?
I think so. The investment is not just coming and dumping the money in a particular place and just moving out of that place. Investment actually is building up the relationship with that place and with that community. And relationship only happens when we have the confidence and when we have the faith in that community. Unfortunately, NRIs have lost the faith and lost the confidence to come to Punjab and invest in there.
Why so?
The reason for that, I'll give you the reasons for that. The present government, the Akali BJP government, has totally failed to go and you know, get the faith of the people. I'll give you an example. A couple of weeks ago I was in Toronto, and one of their ministers, Mr. Sucha Singh Laga, was in Toronto. He was there for good about 10 days. He did not even have the confidence to go and talk to the people and have a conference with the people and promote the Akali Dal BJP policies within the NRIs while he was over there. He just went and met few people and came back.
So there was no relationship building exercise.
Absolutely zero. Absolutely not. If they do that, if they go abroad, the ministers go abroad, they meet the people over there, they build a relationship.
But Mr. Sidhu, let me play the devil's advocate here, since we don't have anybody from the government. Was it any better during the previous government? I know a lot of people, even the then Chief Minister went to North America, he interacted with people.
It absolutely was.
Yet there was no investment.
It absolutely was. It was better at that time. You know, at least the previous regime, they tried to build a relationship with the people over there. Captain Amrinder Singh, when he was Chief Minister before this government, he hosted a show, my friends would agree to it, it's called Made in Punjab Show. I don't know if you guys know that about
yes.
that. Made in Punjab Show. What he did was he took all the the material which he could have exported to North America and hosted the exhibitions over there. Started Toronto with an exhibition last. It was a big exhibition, and a huge crowd came in over there. They saw the exhibition and they were very interested into doing the business with Punjab at that time. The regime changed. New government came in. They did the NRI Sammelan in January 2008. Did a big agenda, the vision. कि साडा vision हैगा सी NRIs नो आ दवांगे ओ दवांगे. I've got over here what the vision was, and since January 2008, now we're in January 2011. 3 years. In 3 years, if they have fulfilled anything, I would say yes, they have made the NRI police stations, but what are they? NRI police stations are nothing else but a source of harassment for the NRIs. I'm sorry to say that, Mr. Sandhu, NRI police station which lagde ne, वो सिर्फ इसलिए उथे लगते ने कि NRIs ने इथे होना हैगा. NRIs जेडे हैगे ने वो cash rich ने as compared to the local people. वो उनके problems लेके आउणगे, ਅਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੱਧ ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ ਪੈਸਾ ਲੈ ਸਕਦੇ ਲਈਏ. And these police stations are absolutely no source of relief for NRIs. They are a source of harassment, I would say. मेरे को कई बंदे थे आंदे ने मैंने इतने थोड़ा टाइम हो गया. I've met so many people those who have been harassed by these guys at the NRIs police stations, whereas they should be a source of convenience for NRIs.
Right.
So that's one example, Harleen, since you asked that.
Right.
So that is actually where the government has failed to make the relationship with the arm army from NRI, and they have lost the faith. And as Mr. Sandhu, my colleague, has said, transparency. Business आपको इथे करना है, जिथे business करना, we got to have the transparency. जिथे पैसा लाना है, we got to have the transparency. We got to have the access to governance. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਰਕਾਰੀ ਅਫਸਰ ਬੈਠੇ ਨੇ ਕਚਹਿਰੀਆਂ ਵਿੱਚ, we got to have access to them. ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ NRI ਕਚਹਿਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਵੜਦਾ, and you know what, he's harassed again. He don't have access to the governance.
Mr. Sidhu, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਮਾਫੀ ਦਿਓ, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕੱਟਣਾ ਪੈ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਆਪਣੇ ਕੋਲ ਲਿਮਿਟਡ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੈਗਾ. ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੋਂ ਸਵਾਲ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹਾਂਗੀ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਕਿ ਗੁਜਰਾਤ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ NRIs ਬਹੁਤ ਇਨਵੈਸਟ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਇੰਟਰਸਟ ਪੰਜਾਬ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖਾਇਆ ਜਾ ਰਿਹਾ. ਇਹ ਇਸ ਦੇ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਕੀ ਕਾਰਨ ਹੈ?
That's true. I've been out since 35 years. If you see the culture of Gujaratis, and I had some friendship in the Gujarati business communities, they have it totally different view of the investment and culture. Gujaratis, they help each other a lot. When Punjabis, they don't like each other.
Public relations is better.
They are much better. They are community wise. They have communities. They help each other in communities. When they invest, they are the real business people. Since centuries. We people from Punjab, we gone, okay, we work hard. I'm very proud of Punjabis. Wherever we gone, we work hard, we establish our businesses, we made our homes, we made our gurdwaras. But at the end of the day, we are good businessmen, people as well. But in Gujarat, nobody occupy each other's land, Their police, their government.
So basically, वही गल आ गई कि इत्थे fear है कि साडी property, साडी घर जड़े
have no problem of occupations of other people's property.
Let me come back to Mr. Bajwa. Mr. Bajwa, now the Deputy Chief Minister, Sukhbir Singh Badal, has been making PowerPoint presentations. He's been talking to people. Now, doesn't that inspire confidence?
No, it doesn't.
Why is that?
As our friend here,
because they have done a lot. They have built a lot of roads, a lot of infrastructure improvement has taken place, and yet you say there is no, they don't inspire confidence.
It doesn't, because one, as Mr. अपने साडे वीर सिद्धू ने आख्या, access to governance ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ. And I repeat again, ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਨੂੰ voting rights ਮਿਲੇ ਨੇ NRIs ਨੂੰ, that will give us access to